Hello everyone, this is the last position of the Novotny sacrifice that in the previous video I have discussed about it, and since this position is really complicated, that is why I am putting it in a separate video so that it will be clear to you. So here if you try to play something like c cross b7, this doesn't help you out because then black will simply try to win the game, and black is completely in a good position. Black is promoting this, black will try to promote this also, so that doesn't help. And if not that, if you try to play something like bishop to d3, let's say you want to stop the pawn, but then it still doesn't help because rook cross b6, and that's it. Black will survive this position and white will lose all the chance of winning the game. So what we are going to do here, we are simply, see, there is a quote like every tempo is important, you know to see who promotes the first. So we'll play the pawn to c7. Now we are the one who is going to promote the pawn on c8, and the only way to stop it is to play the something like rook c5, because now the rook is stopping the pawn, and then we'll play rook f6. Now we are threatening the rook f8 check. It's a checkmate because the pawn is controlling g7, so it will be leading to a checkmate. So here black played rook c3. Now why rook c3? Because black must opens up this bishop's diagonal to look at that f8 square, and now this rook is looking at this, and now you must be thinking, okay, wow, we get the intersection point and we have the option of sacrificing right now, but right now we don't have a piece to put a piece here on c5 to go for a Novotny. So here what you play, you simply play bishop to e3. Now look at that. Now again, you must be thinking that why we are playing bishop e3 to go for this sacrifice. Not really. The reason is, okay, the reason is that we are blocking this rook from the defense of the h3 pawn, so that anytime our king will be able to capture it, and it's a multi-purpose move. And alright, so what black can do? Black can't really take on the bishop because then we will promote our pawn. So this rook is kind of stuck on the c5, and here what black can try? Black can try to play the pawn to h2 because now there is no checkmate threat coming, and now black is the one who is going to promote. So white has to stop the pawn, and you can't really go with this bishop c5 move, because if you try to play something like bishop c5, you must think that, okay, now we are following the Novotny sacrifice, and but then we have bishop d1 check and king g5, rook g3 check will come, and king f4 and f1 queens, like black will promote with a queen and check, and king cross g3, let's say, then queen g1 check, bishop cross g1, and then we have h cross g5, and now look at that, it's a checkmate coming, like your king is not going to survive it like this, and bishop e1 check, king f4, queen f3 check, king g5, and then queen g4 is simply a checkmate. So that is why bishop d5 doesn't really help here. So after h2, what we will play to stop the pawn also is the move that is bishop to e4. Now our piece is stopping this, our rook is stopping this. So basically now it is black who will try to find the Novotny on the f3 square, because this is the intersection point. If black can manage to bring any of the piece on the f3 square, so black will manage to do something about it. But again, it's not that simple. So black played bishop to d1 check, and now black is trying to put the bishop on f3, going for a Novotny like king g3, and no need to worry about this rook cross e3 sacrifice, because of, if he tries to do that, you just have simply king cross h2, and now that's it. Rook has to go back to c3 to stop the pawn, and now simply we have bishop cross b7, and now that's it. Like we have two pawns now, connected pawns, which will be promoted, and it's kind of winning for black now. Oh, sorry, white. So after king g3, like after bishop d1 check, king will come to g3, and now here what black can try to play the bishop to f3, the classic Novotny. And now you must be thinking, okay, now black is the one who has got the Novotny sacrifice, and white doesn't have a way to win the game. Not really. White is having some squares. Now in this case, instead of, see, the thing is, any of the promotion doesn't come with a check to your king, and that is the reason we are not going on to the h file. We didn't take our king to the h file just because promotion doesn't comes with a check to our king. Like I told you in the previous video also, always try to take your king to a no check zone. So here what white will do, white will do the counter Novotny. This is called counter Novotny sacrifice. Now look at that. What do you do? Obviously this and this is the intersection point, so we are putting the bishop there. But now black has again a move. Let's say black can take on the bishop to e4, and it opens up a check to the king. And now what you do, you simply play something like, king cross h2. Look at that. Now black is completely out of any moves. There is no check coming to the king. Okay, one last try that black can play is simply like promoting to a knight here to give a check, but it doesn't help at all, because now you can simply play rook cross f1. and now still we are threatening these two moves, and there is no way to stop them. Let's say rook c2 check. Let's say after rook cross f1, rook c2 check might come. We just simply go king h3. Let's say bishop g2, king h4, and black doesn't have a time to take on the rook because our promotion is there. So let's say bishop e1 check. Black can try to give some checks, and king g5, bishop d2 check, and then king h5, and bishop f3 check, and now rook cross f3, and there is nothing that black can do about it. These two promotions are there. Let's say bishop cross h6, c8 queens, and king g7, and now queen f8. A very nice dovetail made on the position. So after king cross h2, this doesn't help for black. What black can try, let's say black can try to play something like rook cross c5, but then rook f8 will be checkmate. And if black tries to take the bishop with the bishop, then this will be a checkmate. So black isn't completely zugzwang, and there is nothing that black can do. So yeah, this is the thing. And here we see two different sacrifices. Like one black is trying to do the Novotny, and then white is the one who is going to do the Novotny sacrifice. So yeah, that is the thing. And try to like share your opinions on the comment section. Let's see if you have anything, you can just feel free to share it.